Hey guys, it's just book chat time. I have other content to film, so I'm not sticking in a book chat because I don't have anything else to talk about. I am sticking in a book chat because I just feel like connecting with you in a different way and showing you some of the things that are kind of my go-tos at the moment, I guess, or that are exciting me at the moment. I don't know. Who knows what this will end up being like, but let's get going on it and see what happens. One of the things I wanted to chat about is you may have been wondering what happened with the scribbling solution. You picked this as my nonfiction read at the end of last year, and I'm not opposed to it. I'm also not getting very far in it. So I need to prioritize this and finish it in the month of March so I can do a wrap up on it. And then I can maybe put this habit into practice for a period of time. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I haven't prioritized it. And really, that's silly because it's this big. It's as big as my fingernail. That's one that I just kind of haven't gotten to. But for the most part, if I've started something, I've finished it. And I've been reading a lot. I've been reading more. I've been going to my library more, which I appreciate. I'm also being very careful about, and I say this, and I'm going to have a pretty good size haul already in the month of March, but I'm being pretty good about only purchasing books that I really believe I want to keep. And I'm noticing that in the new releases, I really want to read them before I decide that I might want to own them. So, for example, The Golden Spoon by Jessa Maxwell is one that I'm really interested in. I talked about it in another video. It's the one where it's like a British baking show set up, and I think there's a murder. It's an anticipated read for me. And my library it's in transit, and it has been in transit for like, I don't know, like 2 weeks, maybe longer. I called today just to see because I'm number one on the queue, but they're not calling me to say, hey, come get this. So something's going on with it. But that, for example, is one I really want to read. I might want to own it, but I don't want to just auto buy a bunch of things that I end up thinking are just okay, and I might not necessarily want to keep them. I feel good about that. And the books that I'm purchasing are books or that I'm acquiring from the Little Free Library are books that I either can put back in the Little Free Library, or the ones I'm purchasing are books that I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep for the long haul. So there's that. I'm also using my book darts a lot more. I got these a while ago. I didn't use them probably because I wasn't reading a lot of physical copies at that time of the books that I had. And now I'm really much more attuned to reading physical copies again. I'm not sure what happened. I think I was just so mentally distracted last year by all the things that were happening in my life that I was just like, put it on a Kindle or put it on a audio version and I'm in. But I've probably used half of my book dart tin, a little bit more than half of my book dart tin already. My question for you though is, if you're a book dart user, do you at some point just keep buying more book darts, or do you go back and remove the book darts from the books that you have marked up with book darts? I'm really curious about that. I feel like I'm so curious. Have you bought like 10 tins of book darts, or what? Like, help me understand this concept because I've not used book darts before, but I really enjoy them. I just finished two books that I use them a lot in, and I anticipate that I'm going to do the same for my next reads as well. The other thing I wanted to show you, and this actually promotes Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library. I got a new book sleeve. I love these. This is not my first. This is the large sized one. And I loved this pattern so much, this fabric. And I think it caught my eye because it's Megan's wedding colors, kind of. I thought, oh gosh, like she has these rose golds and the darker maroons and some pinks, and the bridesmaids all have a different color. Well, not all of them, but they have different shades of this. But I love this. So if you're wondering, She has an Etsy shop, Lindsay's Little Library on Etsy. So here's an example of a book that I'm about to start. Large book, large book sleeve. I say that and I've got hung up. It does fit in there really easily. I just got hung up with the jacket. For me, I love them because my book feels protected. I can take it with me. I don't worry necessarily about it, like getting, I don't know, messed up or the jacket getting messed up. Another habit is I know a lot of you, when you start to read a hardcover book, and I get this, you take the book sleeve or the book cover off. I very rarely do that. In fact, this is the first time I'm realizing that this is a dark blue spine. I really rarely do that. Don't ask me why. I really just don't know, but I don't do it. So this one's a really pretty creamy kind of white. I do know, I have done this before because I did know that this happened. So the book of the month has a little seal on it if you subscribe, and it tells you when it came out, which I think is very nice. But I had no idea it looked like this. But a lot of people do that. I don't. Might I try it? I don't know, maybe. But people do it, I know, because they don't want to mess up the book sleeve. You can hush now. Let me go let them out because obviously they picked now to make noise. It's not something that was modeled for me, I guess. My family, they all read the books with the jackets on them, but I get it. I really do. I've said this before. This cover is so chaotic. Maybe I should take it off to read it. This will probably be the 5-star prediction that I start next. So that's kind of like where am I at with that? I finished one of the 3. I'm probably going to start that one soon. Our lives have been impacted recently by the loss of one of our sweet pets. We had to say farewell to our beagle mix that we'd had for almost 16 years. She was deteriorating. I probably mentioned this in a video at least once, if not more often. She was struggling with a seizure disorder that is not uncommon in beagles as a breed. And she also had some dementia, and she just was not, her quality of life had shifted. I am just now able to say all of this without, just bursting into tears. But what I also noticed was this. After this happened, it wasn't long after, I picked up a book and then another book right behind it that have pretty intense content, like the potential to make you cry. And one of them was a reread for me. So I knew going in, and the other one I knew just based on the title going in that it was going to be potentially a tearjerker. And I honestly think that that helped me a little bit. It helped me in the grieving process. And I was just curious if that's ever happened to you. I don't really love sad books as a rule. I don't avoid them, but I also don't necessarily seek them out either. There are just times where I'm not in the space to do that. And there are times when I am. But looking back, I wonder if that was really beneficial to me because it got some of the crying out, it got some of the grief out. It also made me like recognize how much I love stories that touch people in a human way. They're just so wonderful. There's a time for light, cozy romances and mysteries. Sure. There's a time for, whatever, but there's also sometimes a time for really sweet, tragic books where things happen to people that happen to us in real life. So we have begun the process of grieving the loss of our sweet Charlotte. Our dogs are grieving too. I think even Cat might be grieving a little bit. Our vet was lovely. He came to our home, which he has done always for us. And we really did of course, it's a horrible decision, but we really did feel like we were cared for and supported by many, many people, and that it was time. It was definitely time. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about a little about what I'm drinking these days. So it's like coming into spring. It's not ever really cold here, but there are cooler nights sometimes than others. But what I've been drinking lately, because I've needed some self-care and some self-love, and I've needed some fancy. So I've been drinking some hot cocoa bombs. I have a lot to get to. My youngest, Megan, whom you've met in the videos, makes these delicious, lovely cocoa bombs. And on the bottom, it tells you what kind these are. So this is cookies and cream, I'm pretty sure, because it has a little cookie on it. This one is Andy's Mint. So Andy's Mint, cocoa, peanut butter, cocoa. This one is dark chocolate peppermint mocha. I think I might have that one tonight after dinner as my sweet treat. She makes these every year at Christmas. I know it's March, but they last for a good long time, and I just love them. I put them up by my coffee. My favorite K-cup coffee is this French roast, which is, I think, made by Maker's Mark. Let me see if that's the actual logo. I think so. Maybe not. But you get it at Sam's. It's dark. It starts off my morning with a really bold cup of coffee, which I really need. So I make a pot the night before. I prep the coffee the night before because I am useless until I have a cup of coffee. A sip or two is enough, but a cup is better. When in the morning, I've already prepped the coffee, the grounds and the water are in there. I make the fresh water from the fridge and sits overnight, get up, turn on the Keurig, start to brew this coffee while I turn on the start button for the other pot of coffee. And that's how I have to do it. And if something interrupts this process or slows down this process in any way, I am not human for a little while. I'm truly not human until I've had coffee. The other thing I am enjoying now, I've had this. I don't know if you all have one of these, but it's a frother. I sometimes like to make a little fancy cup of coffee or a little fancy cup of tea. And I like to froth my milk now and again. So I've had these for a while. These are tea bags called Novel Teas. And each tea bag has a quote from an author on it, which I appreciate. Let me get that dog back in because she's driving me nuts. So it's time to feed the dogs. I had to pause. Okay, so they come in a little pouch. You open up the little pouch. I think I got these as a gift from someone, but I've seen them in bookstores. I've seen them in, I think I've seen them online. And each one has a little quote. I think I said that. So this one says, read, 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 which is William Faulkner, and that's original. All right, that's mean. I have always imagined that paradise will be a kind of library by Jorge's Louise Bourget. I cannot live without books by Thomas Jefferson. The worst thing about new books is that they keep us from reading the old ones. God, I feel called out. I feel a little attacked. Not gonna lie. So these are caffeinated. I also have some really special decaf teas, but let's not go there first. Let's go here. So lately I have been taking this tea with this syrup I found at Marshall's department store. I shake it up a little, but it's a skinny syrup. It's good through 11/1 of 24, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to refrigerate it. And it's 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carbs. I'm so happy with it. It calls for a whole ounce, but I don't need that. I mean, it's sweetened by something for sure. I do not need a whole ounce. So I just plop a little bit in with the tea, a little bit of milk. I froth it up a little bit, and it's such a lovely treat. So I've been enjoying that a lot. And then I pair it with, now you get a tea and sugary pairing. I pair it with these, which are my favorites, which is the acai and blueberry flavored dark chocolate bites. They're chewy, chewy centers. They're so delicious. Now, Lisa got me a big pack because they used to sell the big bag at our Sam's, but they don't anymore. And I said the other day, oh, cherry is okay. If they have cherry, I like that too. And she came home with pomegranate, which she didn't recognize was pomegranate in the moment. It looked like cherry to her. I'm okay with that. I think it'll be good. If it's not, I have a giant bag and I will be sending them out as gifts of pomegranate chocolate chews, but I think it'll be great. So I'm going to try that one after I finish this one. But these I can only find right now in the small bag. For some reason, people aren't selling them, but they last a really long time. The serving size is 12 pieces. I typically don't have that. I usually have 6. So I get my little specialty and my little dark chocolate, or my chocolate cocoa bombs and my little dark chocolate blueberry. I don't, it has to be the right flavor pairing with the flavors of the chocolate bombs and the blueberry. And I'm happy. That makes me happy. So happy. While we're on the subject of teas, here's a lifesaver during the pollen season. I don't know if you live in an area where pollen is deadly right now, but I do. So I, for a long time, have used Breathe Easy teas by the brand Traditional Medicinals, seasonal wellness. Well, for me, these are necessary all year long. They also have a throat coat tea, which I don't have at the moment because I haven't had a sore throat for a really long time. But if you do, those are incredible. But these are a eucalyptus mint brand of tea, and they really do clear up your congestion or your pollen kind of, suffering. That was such a medical term, your pollen suffering. Although you can't have too many of these, they really recommend you only have, I think, 2 a day, which I'm not sure why. Is there is there a thing where people can overdose on herbs? Perhaps. Floral and minty with a hint of eucalyptus. I really like these. I recommend them to everyone I know. Now I'm recommending them to you. That literally is everyone I know, I guess. And then this is a longtime favorite for when I have trouble sleeping. Nightly Calm, Twining's tea. I have tried others. Sleepy Time was my favorite for a really long time. And there was another one that I didn't like as much, but I used it. But then I found Nightly Calm because they were out of Sleepy Time one time. And I buy this in bulk on Amazon. It comes with a bunch of it. I've had this now for a while because I haven't taken it every night. I used to be in the habit of doing it every night, and then I got out of the habit of that. I only did it when I couldn't sleep, and now I'm back to every night. But so this is naturally caffeine free, clearly. A comforting herbal tea made with soothing chamomile, cooling spearmint, and the subtle flavor of lemongrass. Have to have it. I don't take pills to sleep. I don't take a lot of pills except for what I have to take and then some vitamins. But I love these, love them. I just noticed last year, I really struggled with the ability to focus and to have the energy I needed given everything that was happening. Last year was home repair. Winnie broke her Achilles tendon and her something happened in her leg. A lot of stuff, lots of surgeries, lots of physical therapy. So we finished the home repairs. We put the home on the market. We sell the home. We move. The wedding, the Charlotte challenges. Yeah, it was quite a year. 2 friends separately who knew what I was going through reached out. I said, I can't focus. I have no energy. I'm just like, it's just really a lot. So one friend recommended this Organifi Original Pure Mental Clarity and Digestion, caffeine free. So it's a powder. It doesn't taste great, y'all. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't taste horrible. It doesn't taste great. It's in this middle mix of, but it's not terrible. And you put it in your water, and I put ice in it because that's imperative. and I can drink it. And then my other friend who said she was having trouble, she was preparing for a play and she was having to memorize lines. And she was like, I don't have energy either. She recommended this, which I got from, I think, Amazon as well. Nature's Fuel Power Beets Circulation Superfood supports natural energy and stamina. So when she was there, I said, well, does it taste terrible? Because I don't really eat beets. And she said, no, it's really good. And she said, let me give you a sample and then you see if you like it and you go get it. It really does. It's like Kool-Aid for adults. It's hard though it doesn't break down in the water easily. And I use cold water out of my pitcher in my refrigerator always. So that might be part of it, but you have to really stir it and really like kind of push it. It's a powder. It's a very fine powder. It is red. So if you get it on something, it's like Kool-Aid kind of, it stains. But man, this stuff really, I don't do it every day. I don't have to do it every day. And I do feel like some of this is coming back as some of the stresses of my life are removed. But very, very delicious and very good. I feel like I'm coming out of because winter is my napping season. And I'm really okay with that. Like, I really do let my body take the nap if I need it. And sometimes I just need 15 minutes. I just don't need a lot of time. But spring and summer, the days are longer. We kind of want to do more things. I want more energy. I want to feel like focused. I want to feel clear. I want to have mental clarity. Either one of these things are great. I don't know that I'll buy these again because they were kind of pricey and they don't taste great, but they're good. And I use them now and again. And then I swap out with this when I want something that tastes good. But this I definitely will buy again. It has 60 days worth and it's gluten-free if that's something that is important to you. And I don't think anyone will be harmed. I guess I should put the caveat in, check the labels, check with your doctor, don't take anything that isn't, good for you and all that stuff. Because, here I am recommending all kinds of stuff to you. I probably shouldn't do that. All right. Is there anything else I want to tell you? Oh, the bookcase update. We're nowhere near even really starting. Well, that's not true. They started the design. My son has started the framing of the place that the fireplace goes into and the TV will mount inside of, and it'll be like a little cabinet where the fireplace then comes out and I'll have like a mantle, right? And then he'll start the framing for the bookcases. And so it's in progress and it'll get done when it gets done. I am really being pulled towards some rereads. I'm also being pulled out of my normal habit, not just of reading, physical, not just being pulled toward reading physical books, but I'm also being pulled toward reading genres that I don't typically read. So that's been kind of fun. I am really intrigued and wanting to read about 25 to 30 books, and I can't possibly do that in 1 month. I've never been able to do that. So I'm having to prioritize some things. And some days I have an inner kind of war with myself. I have not focused on a Christie read since I read the one in January. I don't think I read one in February. I had read a couple last year, but yeah, I don't think I did my February Christie read. I don't know if I'm going to get to my March Christie read. And I'm okay with that. I've been kind of pulled back toward Anthony Horowitz lately, which is kind of ironic because I was thinking about that and I've been watching the adaptation of Magpie Murders on PBS because that's one of my favorites. I think that was the first one of his I ever read. I then saw BookTuber talk about Magpie Murders and Anthony Horowitz and how much she loves him. And I just thought that was kind of funny. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his, it looks like, on my stack over there. His are black and red, so they stand out really out of the crowd, so to speak. I have read 2 or 3 of those. I've read 3 of them, I think. Not sure. But I've been feeling drawn toward that. So the 2 books I got from Book of the Month are really calling me. I'm also doing the 5-star prediction reads, which I'm happy with the pace of that. I still have April to go through those as well. And then I'm trying also to do the something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, which I think I said in another video. But if I didn't, because I didn't have my beats, I'm probably doing a combination February and March wrap up with Megan because she's just too overwhelmed to film. And well, she should just not have to worry about that because the wedding is in 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. Yeah. So my little tasks, I think, are done for the moment, except I have to learn how to bustle the dress on Thursday night. I have to go with her to pick it up, and I have to learn how to bustle the dress. I pray that this is not complex because I've never bustled a dress before in my whole life. Anyway, back to what I'm being pulled to read. Yeah, I'm being pulled by 1,000 different titles, and my Scribd saved titles. I can't even tell you how many titles I've saved on Scribd. It's ridiculous. I think about, do I want to buy this, not buy it? I go to Scribd, they have it. I mark it as flagged to find later. And I cannot tell you how many of those have, like how many of those there are right now. It's insane. I'll never get to them all. But I love Scribd because, I mean, it is a fee. It's a monthly fee. I don't know how much it is, but I'll look it up and I'll put it here in a title card. I love Scribd. Hey there, editing Lori. I just popped in because I looked up the price of Scribd and I do have a link to invite you to join. And if you do decide to join try it, you get 60 days for free. I also get, I think, 30 days for free if you sign up. So I want to be transparent about that. I have no care in the world if you sign up or don't. But if it's something you're interested in trying, just use the link and you get some free days if you want to do it. Otherwise, just join or not join. Either way, you're good. No, I don't own them after I'm done with them. Yes, I'm paying to borrow them. No, my library doesn't have that level of selection. Even both the libraries from my old and new location combined do not have the level of content that Scribd has. Lisa uses it, like we all share it pretty much. I guess I shouldn't say that. It's a family, though. We're a family. We all share it, and I just adore it. Really, really just adore it. And if I own a book, sometimes I will get the audio version or the ebook version on Scribd so that I can, read it in a different format. Oh, that's something else to tell you. My reading habits are typically that I do like, even though I am reading more physical books, I do like the option, if I have it available to me, to read a book and have an ebook copy and have an audio copy so that wherever I am, no matter what, I can access that book and I finish them faster when I do that. That has been the key for me for a number of years to be able to read more than I was reading before. Because if I was waiting for time for me to sit in a quiet place and pick up a physical copy of a book, I wasn't getting as many books read. But if I can listen to a audiobook while I put on my makeup, if I can listen to an audiobook while I'm driving, while I'm making dinner, which I just did actually, and put in a chicken and listened to a book on Scribd. If I can listen to a book while I'm walking, while I'm like just about to cleaning, like I listen to books almost all the time. And that to me helps me. And if I can listen to a book I'm also physically reading, I can finish it in half, if not even less time than I would have if I only had the option to read it physically. So that's why for me, Scribd is valuable. And they're probably more likely to have my backlist titles than some of the new ones. Yes, they do. Some of the new ones do come out on Scribd pretty soon, faster than you would think a lot of the time, and that's nice. Some really hard to find titles are available on Scribd, which I appreciate. Look, my allergies are kicking in. Let me get my water bottle too. I got this on Amazon. My girls got one. They were in the, I don't know, drink more water phase. So it has little like encouragement for you to keep drinking it, but I definitely get 2 of these a day for sure. Sometimes I get more than that. Anyway, that's how I get more books read, is that I am able to consume them in a variety of ways. I'm going to do a video soon about books that are set in a sanatorium or a mental hospital, a mental facility. Don't ask me why, perhaps because I am sometimes concerned about my own mental well-being. Just kidding, I'm fine. Let's see, what else am I going to film soon? I want to start vlogging about the bookshelves project. I am not good at vlogging. I think I start to vlog a lot and then I toss it out. I mean, I guess it's not a vlog. This is not a vlog, but my goal by the end of the year is to do at least one vlog. One, just one, not two, one. We'll see. What else do I have to tell you? I think that that's it. This was fun. I hope it's fun for you too. Thank you for joining me. Let me know what you love to drink when you are reading. I do have wine now and again when I'm reading too, but wine makes me sleepy sometimes. So that's that. Like, so I'm really mindful of what am I going to drink that's going to keep me awake so I can finish this book. Let me know what you like to snack on when you read. Let me know what your favorite little sweet treats are, or your favorite syrups, or whatever. Let me know what you're reading, what you're enjoying. Yeah, just whatever you want to let me know about, let me know about. So we have like a two-way communication after all this chatting. That would be fun. I enjoy learning about all of you. Some of you I've known for years from when I was doing this before. So it's good to see where you are and what you're doing. And I have a friend who I've known for a while, since the previous iteration of Books, Ink, and Paper, that wants to do a buddy read with me in April. She reached out. I'm so excited. It's a new release. Stay tuned for that. Cannot wait to do that with her. I'm so happy that she reached out to me. So yeah, let me know if you want to do a buddy read sometime. Let me know whatever you want me to know. It'll all be good. And as always, happy reading. Bye. Okay, that was fun.